5 signs that your relationship with alcohol is not healthy. Now, this might make some of you feel a little triggered or a little angry, but it's too important not to talk about. So what are some signs that you have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol? Number 1, you can't imagine a social gathering without alcohol. If you feel like you need alcohol in order to socialize or feel comfortable at a social event, that is a red flag. Number 2, you're using alcohol to treat something, whether that be pain, whether that be needing to help with sleep. Basically, if you're using alcohol as a drug or a medication, that is also a bad sign. You're using alcohol to cope with stress or deal with stressful events. For example, you often hear people say, "Oh my God, I had such a hard day, I need a drink," or "My kids have been terrible today, I need a drink." These are unhealthy signs. And unfortunately, as a society, we have totally normalized that behavior. And we see it all the time in television and in movies, and socially, it's just become something that you hear all the time. Another red flag, if you need alcohol to wake up or to basically function throughout the day, we call this an eye opener, basically needing a drink of alcohol as soon as you wake up. That's another bad sign. One more is needing alcohol to have fun. If you cannot have a good time or go to a social occasion without alcohol, that is another red flag. And why am I so passionate about talking about this? It's because alcohol is actually really bad for our health, and I don't think it gets the attention that it deserves. And more recently, new guidelines have been published that state that no more than 2 drinks per week of alcohol are safe when it comes to our health. Alcohol increases the risk of many different diseases, including many types of cancers, dementia, heart disease, liver disease, and many more. And unfortunately, society and social media and television encourages us to drink in unhealthy amounts. And it normalizes this unhealthy behavior. And so it's really important that we start talking more about this. And I realize some of you may be upset hearing this and hearing this video because we've basically been told, most of us growing up, that moderate amounts of alcohol are fine and that alcohol is good for us, whereas we're learning more and more now with the more recent data that that is just not the case. Basically, the least amount of alcohol, the best. And I will say this is becoming more recognized, and I've found that more and more restaurants are starting to offer non-alcoholic options, whereas before you'd find pretty much no mocktails on the menu. It would be only cocktails, and mocktails were non-existent. And so I'm hoping with more time and more recognition, this just becomes more normalized, the fact that people do not need to drink at a social event and do not need to drink to have fun. But I also realize that a lot of people profit off of alcohol, so it's not going to be an easy thing to change. But I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this, so please leave them in the comments. And if you like this type of information or you thought it was helpful, make sure you share it and follow along.